And one of the world's biggest free-to-play video games recently introduced a Pinoy character. Valorant debuted Neon this year, voiced by a Filipina actress. The country manager of Riot Games, Joel Guzman, joins us now on The Final Word. Joel, thank you so much for joining us. So many people are so excited about Neon. Why did Riot Games create this Filipina agent?
Well, Neon is really a reflection of Riot's player-focused approach. We strive to incorporate diversity in our games so that we can speak to a wider audience and to ensure that our players can also feel represented. In planning for Valorant's newest agent, our development team knew that representation from the Philippines was a no-brainer. Our Filipino community is one of the most passionate, one of the most dedicated in the world.
Yeah.
So making that decision was relatively an easy one. Now, the next question was then, how do we properly represent the community that loves this game so much? And localization is very key and very dear to us.
Yes.
And what we really wanted to avoid was to make a claim for diversity by creating an agent that played into a typical stereotype or well-worn tropes. So we developed Neon to be authentically Filipino, and the process of making Neon authentic involved a lot of research, a lot of brainstorming across Riot offices from across the world. Members of Riot's Southeast Asia team were intimately involved in the creative and the narrative direction of Neon. And in fact, one of the leading developers of
Joel,
Neon is Filipino.
How long did it take for Riot Games to create Neon before it was launched in January? How long was the process?
It took around a year or so. There's a lot of brainstorming from LA office, and also getting ideas from the Southeast Asia team, and also looking at her lore, looking what her kit would be. So it took around maybe a year.
And what has been the reaction to Neon in the Philippines and in the international gaming world?
Oh, it's been nothing short of spectacular. You know, the official trailer of Neon has been viewed to close to 7 million times already in just a couple of weeks. You know, internally, Neon was really a huge deal for Riot Games, but now we have finally revealed her to the world. We're really surprised and thrilled at the reaction we've seen. You know, we've been loving the fan engagement to our various regional activities. We've enjoyed watching our influencers, react to Neon on their streams. You know, it's not often that we get to see a video game character make an appearance in our everyday lives, Rico. But Neon is making waves in national billboards, in newspapers, in lifestyle magazines. Not to mention, here we are talking about her with you on CNN.
You know, my son is a big Valorant fan, and he was so excited that a Filipino agent like Neon was created. So tell us, Joel, how important is the Philippines to Riot Games business in the region?
The Philippines is definitely a very important market to us, and it plays a big role for Riot's regional growth strategy. If we just look at Valorant alone, an average of more than 14 million PC players from around the world play Valorant on a monthly basis. And as I've mentioned, our Filipino players are one of the most committed, one of the most dedicated, one of the most passionate across the world. If we look at the esports lens, our Filipino esports teams have also featured heavily in our Valorant esports tournaments. Just last year, Team Secret, a Filipino team, made it to the playoffs of our global Valorant champions, competing alongside some of the world's very best teams. So to answer your question, Philippines is definitely a big priority for us at Riot.
And of course, everyone is excited in the Philippines and worldwide about this new agent from the Philippines, Neon. But what about the non-gamers, Joel? Does Neon also appeal to them?
Rico, creating hyper-localized agents with distinct personalities definitely helps players connect with Valorant on a personal level. Now, we've also seen Neon appeal to those beyond our core gaming audiences. A couple of examples is the music lovers in general, for instance, have been drawn to Neon through Ilona Garcia's original song, Entertain Me, which was actually the backing track that we used for Neon's trailer. By the way, Ilona herself is Filipino-Australian. It's also been great to see see influencers like Lauren Young, like Will Ashley, post their neon kits online. We worked with a urban streetwear brand, Team Manila, to have that neon swag kit online. But ultimately enough,
everyone is really
we hope-
excited that
Yeah.
Neon is here, Valorant is
Yes.
here, and it's really a huge, and it really has a huge fan base. But what about the future of Riot Games in the Philippines and Southeast Asia? What new games are you planning to introduce over the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months?
First and foremost, our goal is to continue growing our presence in the country and in the region, and bringing in more unique experiences and hyper-localized experience to our players. Second, we are planning to launch Valorant Mobile in the future. And this is very exciting for us in Southeast Asia and also in the Philippines, because this is a mobile first country, and mobile gaming is a huge part of the youth culture here. And this presents a great opportunity for the growth of mobile gaming and esports. And I'm confident that Philippines will play a huge role in that development.
Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word, and congratulations on the success of the Filipino agent Neon on Valorant. Joel Guzman, the Philippines country manager of Riot Games, the makers of Valorant.